Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me. Today, I'll walk you through the main findings of a survey Ghana Statistical Service conducted on the non-standard units, or INSUs for short. Accurate data is the foundation of good decisions. It shapes how we understand food production, prices, poverty, and food security in Ghana. But here's a challenge. Across our country, most food is not measured in kilograms or in liters. Instead, we use everyday local units like olonka, tins, cups, bottles, heaps, and bundles. These units are familiar. They work in our markets, in our homes, and on our farms, but they are not standardized. A cup in one region may not be the same as a cup in another. A heap or a bundle can vary depending on who is selling and where the transaction takes place. What this means is simple. When we treat these units as equal, we introduce errors into our national data, and those small errors can become big national problems. This is why the Ghana Statistical Service conducted the Non-Standard Unit Survey, or INSUS. The purpose was to measure these local units properly, convert them into standard weights like kilograms, and build reliable conversion factors that can be used across Ghana. This directly supports Ghana's development priorities and the Sustainable Development Goals, especially those related to food security, poverty reduction, and economic growth. Let me briefly explain how we did this. We covered markets, households, and farm gate activities across the entire country. For markets, we selected over 260 markets across all districts. For households, we sampled more than 13,000 households nationwide. At the farm level, we worked directly with farmers across different crops. For each local unit, whether a cup, a tin, or a bucket, we physically measured the actual weight. We then cleaned the data, removed extreme values, and used statistical methods to classify sizes and calculate average weights. These averages became the conversion factors we can now use confidently. Now, what did we find? First, non-standard units are everywhere. They dominate how food is measured and traded in Ghana. Second, the same unit does not mean the same thing everywhere. A tin, a cup, or a bundle can represent very different weights depending on the region, the commodity, and even how it is filled. Third, some units like bottles used for oil are more consistent. But many others, especially heaps and size categories like small, medium, and large, vary significantly. So why does this matter? Because if we don't correct for these differences, we risk miscalculating food production, misunderstanding prices, and misdirecting policy interventions. The INSUS changes this. It gives Ghana, for the first time, a reliable way to convert local units into standard measurements, making our data more accurate, comparable, and useful. For policymakers, this means better planning and better targeting of programs. For businesses, it means more transparency and efficiency in trade. For researchers and development partners, it means more reliable analysis. Now, the next step is action. We must integrate these conversion factors into all our national surveys, agricultural statistics, and processes. We must promote awareness in markets and communities, and we must continue investing in data systems that reflect how Ghana actually works. Before I close, let me express our sincere appreciation. We thank all households, traders, and farmers who shared their time and information. We commend our field staff and data collectors for their dedication. We appreciate the government of Ghana, our local partners, especially the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, and our development partners for their financial and technical support. We also recognize the technical teams and the entire staff of Ghana Statistical Service who work tirelessly to deliver this important work. Let me end with this. Better measurement leads to better decisions, and better decisions lead to better lives. The Ghana Statistical Service remains committed to providing the data Ghana needs to grow, transform, and succeed. Thank you very much.